Hello everybody. Welcome to Storytime with Miss Jen. Today we're going to be reading The Grand Old Tree. Mary Newell de Palma is who wrote this book, and I think she did the pictures too. So that makes her the author and the illustrator. Once there was a grand old tree. It's pretty big, isn't it? What do you see by that tree? Her roots sank deep into the earth. Here they come, down deep. They're looking for water and nutrients. Her arms reached high into the sky. What do you think these are really called? They called them arms. What are they really? You're right, branches and limbs. They're reaching way up into the high. Can you reach your arms way up into the sky? Oh, you sure can. So she was home to many creatures. Creatures are animals and different types of things that are alive. Birds nested among the branches. Squirrels scurried through the leaves. Caterpillars and ladybugs crawled about. Do you know what scurried means? It means that he hurried and he moved fast and he ran. He's scurrying around. There's a lot of things that live in that tree. What do you see? How many things do you see? Can you count them? The grand old tree flowered. Look at that. The tree started to have white flowers. Do you know what's going to happen when it gets flowers? Let's find out. The tree bore fruit. Those flowers turned into fruit. Bore fruit means that it grew fruit on the tree and then you could eat it. What kind of fruit do you think that is? See it right there? Might be a cherry. Sometimes there's apples. Can you think of something else that grows on trees? And it sowed the seeds. So the fruit had seeds inside of it. And every time those seeds landed on the ground, a new tree would grow. She had a lot of children, that tree did, because she had a lot of seeds. Even the squirrels are helping her put the seeds out. Sometimes they fall off the tree, and sometimes animals take them. I think even the birds are taking some of her seeds. Oh, there he is. He's got one. They changed the landscape for miles around, perhaps even farther than the old tree knew. So the landscape is what the ground and the grass looks like in here. And without the trees, it would just be all green and flat. But now you put the trees in there, so it changes what it looks like. That bird is carrying that seed far from the tree. The grand old tree lived a long, long time. She basked in the sun, bathed in the rain, and swayed in the breeze, and she danced in the wind. She grew and grew. She changed a lot, didn't she? Look at all those pictures. She's got flowers here and green leaves, and then she has fruit. Then the leaves changed colors and they shed off the tree. That means they fell off the tree. And up here she's got no leaves and no fruit and no flowers. That's probably winter time and there's some snow. And in springtime the leaves start to grow back. And oh look, there's a teeny tiny tree. And then it gets a little bigger and a little bigger and a little bigger. Just like you. You were tiny and then you got bigger and bigger, didn't you? And the trees shed many, many leaves. Lots and lots of leaves, like what's happening outside right now. The leaves are changing colors and they're falling off, aren't they? They're shedding. At last, the grand old tree was very, very old. Her branches no longer swayed and danced, but they cracked and snapped in the wind. Her tree limbs were getting fragile. The wood was getting old. Finally, she fell, and snow gently covered her. Oh, there it is. So lay down, you see the brown, that's the tree, and the snow is covering it. But all those animals that lived there are still there, aren't they? The old tree died, and she no longer flowered or bore fruit, or she didn't sow seeds either. But the animals still like it, don't they? They're still sitting on her branches, even though it's on the ground. It's still useful. But she was still home to many creatures. What kind of animals or creatures? Remember, creatures are animals and things that are living. What creatures do you see? I see a raccoon right there. I see a tiny mouse right there. The raccoon nested in her trunk. This is the trunk. It has a big hole in it, and they put a nest in there so they could sleep. The grand old tree slowly crumbled and became part of the earth. That means it crumbled. It means it fell apart. And it went down into the earth. Today, the roots of her grandchildren sink deep into the earth. Their arms reach high into the sky. Just like that tree when it was little. It started to grow and grow and grow and get bigger, just like that one. They were home to many, many creatures. So the new trees did the same thing that the grand old tree did, didn't they? Do you see the same kinds of animals in that tree? Do you see anything new? How many do you see in this picture? It was just like the grand old tree. There it is, another tiny tree starting to grow. And what's going to happen? It's going to get bigger and bigger. You're right. And there's the back of the book with the leaves that have changed. Well, thanks for listening to our story, friends. I hope to see you soon. I hope you enjoyed it.